Hey, what is up guys, it's your boy Yack back with another video. In this video I'm going to be giving you guys a quick guide on how to do U-turns in CTR. Before I actually get started with the video, I'm going to run a little clip for you guys so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So as you can tell, the turns were very simple and it took like no effort at all. Now there's actually two different methods that people use in the air. One of those being the air brake and the other one is going to be the U-turn. The U-turn can be used for just sharp 90-degree turns or a complete turnaround. The air brake is an easy way to stop your momentum and then continue in a direction that you want to go to. If I'm confusing you, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the difference between the two. So in this first clip, this is an example of the air brake. Obviously, if you use the brake on the ground, it's going to slow down your momentum completely. But when you're in the air, if you tap or hold in the brake, it won't stop your momentum at all and you can continue going at the same speed when you land. This is a great technique for when you're going around sharp turns. However, if you happen to be pressing the brake when you touch the ground, it'll completely stop you and basically screw you up on these blue flame maps. This technique's actually for like mediocre players, so I recommend trying to learn this if you haven't already. So obviously this technique is good, but there's actually better. This is the better technique, which is called the U-turn. This is basically doing a turn that you would be doing on the ground, except in the air. This is super reliable and super easy to do rather than braking in the air and letting go at the perfect time. Now I'll show you how to do this technique. The only effective way I thought I could show you guys how to do this is to have a controller cam. So I'll be showcasing the gameplay and also have a little controller box to show you guys how I did it. Now I play Xbox, so this will actually be different from people who play PS4 and Switch, but it shouldn't be too hard to translate that over. So obviously the first one is this awkward mess. So when you reach this section and you're going to go ahead and do the U-turn, you're going to want to make a diagonal input downwards and to whatever direction you're also turning. At that same time, you're going to release the gas and then hold in the brake button. Then you're going to go ahead and start jumping if you're on the ground, and in this case we are. Hold all of that all at once until you turn completely and you're going to want to go ahead and go straight. Then of course release the brake and hold the gas. But in this mess of a map, instead of releasing the brake and pressing the gas, go ahead and just change the direction you're going. That being said, change your bottom right input to the bottom left input. Then it'll instantly jolt you around the corner that you want to go. At this point I hit a wall because I had the angle messed up and I also didn't have enough reserves left. If it's later in the race and you have enough reserves, you can easily go through this perfectly. I'm still practicing this segment of the map, so you might have to practice it as well, but it'll definitely come in handy later on. Since that was kind of a confusing way to show it, I'm going to show you guys how to do it with the D-pad instead. I use the D-pad a lot when I'm racing in time trials because it's a lot more precise and easier to U-turn. So you can use either the D-pad or the analog stick, you're just going to have to master whichever one you want to do. So in this situation I pushed to the right and down on the D-pad and then held the brake and started jumping to the right. It would do the same exact thing if you push down and to the right on the analog stick. Notice that once I'm done with the turn, I actually release all those buttons and then hold in the gas. When you do this U-turn, it actually burns your reserves quite a bit, so make sure you hop right back onto the gas and start drifting as soon as possible. This U-turn will actually cover one of the most difficult drifts in the game, which is on Dragon Mine. So again, in this situation, when you approach this turn, go ahead and push to the right and down the D-pad, release the gas, hold in X, and then start jumping. Once you stop turning and you're going to go ahead and go straight, then just hold in the gas. Sometimes this U-turn technique doesn't actually work because you aren't pushing down at the same time. If that happens, it'll completely slow you down and stop you, so be sure you're pushing down and to the right at the same time. Anyways, I hope this video has helped you guys out. It's extremely hard to explain this technique to you guys. I recommend just practicing on maps like Electron Avenue. It's as simple as pushing to whatever direction you want to turn and down at the same time, then holding in the brake and jumping. It's not as hard as most people think it is, so it just takes a lot of practice. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.